Hello and welcome back. I thought I'd do an update on Jamworks as it changed a little. Now Jamworks is fantastic for recording live online content. It could be in a lecture, it could be in a meeting. You can use the app as well, which is really good. So what I'm going to do is go just a quick overview of this today. So I'm going to try and condense it to as much information as possible. So if you're a DSA student, once you've added your license key, if you go top right, just ensure, add your initials there, click subscription, and you should see there if you've got your subscription for your DSA. Mine's already registered, but you'll have a window at the bottom where you can put the license key in. The next thing, download app. Click on that. You download the app. You need to download this onto your desktop if you need it. You can use it online, but you can also use it on your desktop. I recommend you do. Now, if you're on the Mac, obviously you've got Intel, which is, I think, pre-2018, is it? Or maybe a little bit, maybe pre-2020. And then you've got your download for Mac M series processors, so make sure you choose the right one. I've already downloaded for Windows, so I'm done. So I can go back to Jamworks. There's my main window of what I've recorded. Now on the left we've got on the left we've got various options. For example, if I click on uncategorized, you can see I've got no folders or anything I've organised yet. Now, if you've got recordings there that you don't want, if you go to the three little ellipses and click delete, you can delete them out if you wish as well. If I actually open up a recording, which I'll come back to in a minute, see at the top here it says sets and tags. You can actually add a set here, which is kind of like a folder. So I'm going to put general. It's always good to actually organise stuff. And click create. And now I've got myself a folder to put it in there. Up here is the date, and up here if you tap in it you can actually change that to whatever you want as well. So I'm going to change that now as a demonstration. I'm going to put general 1 and click the tick. So that's the first thing you need to do. It's about organisation. If I go back to Jamworks, that will now be organised in general 1. Now I've downloaded the app. Now if you open up the app on your desktop and then come up and choose something to record. I'm going to record a YouTube video. It's just a lecture I found on patient assessment. Now I'm going to open up my app, which I already have on my desktop. And here's the bar now. You might have to log in for the first time, so bear that in mind. Just a quick point here. If you recorded something you don't want later, you could click this button here. And that allows you then to cancel that recording there. Okay. So I'm going to turn that off. Let's make a start. So I'm going to click play. I'm going to turn the volume down a bit so you can hear me.
To compare you guys doing an assessment to Chris or myself.
Now I'm going to click start recording.
It's not going to sound anywhere near the same.
It's going to give me an option. Select what to capture. I'm going to select screen and mic.
Now, it says to some degree patient assessments used in every encounter.
Choose screen 1 or 2. Obviously I'm on screen 1. You can see the video and it's now recording. I could mute the mic here if I wanted to, so you get no sound, or I could just pause the screen so you get sound. So you have got those options. Now, if you prefer live captions to see transcribed, click live captions and you'll see at the top here. If I stop talking, it's now going to bring up live captions for you.
On the last 2 pages, you'll see the assessment sheets.
And there you go. It's a little bit darker because I can't stand white background there. That works a little bit better. Also, you've got write notes here. If you want to write notes, just a few little notes as you're going along, you're more than welcome to type them in here. Or slide notes. If I tap on slide notes, you can actually upload PDF slides. They tend to use PDF because they're smaller and easier to move around online. PowerPoints are quite big files, and I'll go back to
one of the
notes.
last 2 pages, the one with the
Now to make this easier, I'm just going to come back up here. I'm going to close
out.
notes for a
Those ones are
second
little
and turn on
trauma and
captions.
medical, but both of them are gonna
We've got a
cover
button in the middle that says highlight.
Okay,
Now if I tap that, it's going to highlight
if you guys
specifically
look to the
what's
fourth
being
bullet,
said at that point. Let
secondary
me show you.
assessment, that's where it kind of takes a turn more so between
Now
trauma
can
and
you see the little
medical,
timer in the middle,
Sometimes
red time?
medical
So actually timing when I press the button.
trauma, if we're
So it's
missing something,
indicating
we gotta get
that
hands
is a
on it.
highlight, an
We don't wanna
important
miss
part of
anything.
whatever's
Let's
being
feel
spoken
them.
in a
Let's see
meeting
what,
or
you know,
lecture.
if we find anything
Now as
broken.
it's working at the bottom, I could come
Versus
down and
a
edit
medical
it while it's
call,
recording, and I might
there's
put
not always a reason to get hands on with a patient, right? someone's having a low blood sugar
Good point.
event, do you think
And
there's any
click
reason to
update.
palpate anything?
I've now updated
Probably
that
not,
point.
right? Nothing's
If it's no
physically
longer
wrong,
important,
but
I could click the stop button.
that's where
But
the
remember,
assessment kind of
underneath
takes
it
over,
is
okay?
still
So
recording
the 5
everything,
main
so
parts,
you're
the
not
same
missing a
size of
thing.
the
But I've just
primary
highlighted
assessment,
that little bit
our
of section
history
there,
taking,
28
our
seconds, to come
secondary
back to at a later
assessments,
date.
and then our reassessment.
The next bit, if you're listening, you've got an option here that
5
says flag.
main components.
Now, it's a
Now,
really
rarely does
powerful
one
option,
sign or symptom show
because what
you
it
the
does
patient's
is
status or
it
underlying
can
problem.
mark and
But when we
highlight
talk
5
about
seconds
signs and
before
symptoms,
and 5
you
seconds
guys have
afterwards, so you
probably
can
heard
flag
those
something
kind of
quick that was said.
conform together.
So let me give you an example. I'm going to click
Is
flag.
whenever you've heard it, doctor's
It's going to
office,
flag
whatever.
that quick for me.
But
So
I
it's
need to
great
get
to
the
jump to
understanding of
information. I can
signs
access
and
that later,
symptoms
what I
are
actually
different,
flagged.
okay?
I'll look at that more on the
A
fly
symptom
quickly
is
if you need something.
subjective, right? That's what
The
the
next option
patient
is
feels and
trackback.
tells you
Now,
about. Things like
say
nausea.
you're sitting
Can
there
someone
and
give
you
me
only
another potential
realise
symptom?
30
We
seconds
can't see
into
it, but
recording
they're
it was
complaining about
important.
it.
So if I click trackback
Pain, that's another
twice,
good one,
15,
right? But we
30,
could maybe see
it will
pain,
go
right?
back
But I'll tell
30
you about that
seconds
later.
and then
What's another one?
record what I missed.
Like a
And if
headache,
you look
yeah,
at the
right?
timer here,
So there's things
and that's a
that we
really
might not be
powerful
able to
option,
see,
because
but
sometimes you don't know
have
it's
to tell us.
important
That is a
and it's
symptom,
already gone,
right?
and that can be really
Versus a
frustrating.
sign is an
So I'm going
objective
to click stop in the
condition that
middle.
you can observe
So you can see
about
at the
the
bottom we're
patient.
adding bits of
Okay,
information.
so
You can
can
always
someone
edit
tell me
the
an example of
information
a
using this
sign?
option here if you want by
A
updating.
pet, right? If they're
And you
blue,
can
that's
trash
a
stuff
pretty
you
good
don't want
sign that something's
with
going on,
move
right? Or
highlights
even
for the
with pain,
options
going
here
back
as
to you,
well.
Chance, right? Pain, they start sweating and
Now what I'm
getting
going
that
to do,
pale look.
I'm going to
That's a
click at the
pretty good
bottom,
sign
end
that they're probably
recording,
not doing well, right?
and I'm now going to
So,
pause
and once you guys get comfortable,
the lecture. Perfect. So now I've clicked stop. I'm going to click stop recording. It's now going to upload to the Jamworks cloud for me. So give that a little while to work. If you need to stop it, click this button here as I showed you earlier. You've got the option there to type that out and stop it, but I don't want to do that. I want to actually upload it so we can work with it. Now while it's working, you can move from this window. So if I go to Jamworks account, it takes you to account online, and there it is. You can see it's now uploading. So we're going to have to wait a little while for it to upload. I probably do recommend to refresh it every now and then. So I'm going to refresh it now, see how it's going. Not yet done. But you can always click on it as well to see how it's doing, which I'm going to do now. So things you might want to do at the top is name it first. So tap into it. And I'm going to name that I'll just put lecture 1. And then you can change the date, but I probably wouldn't recommend that unless you left it at a later date. But that date will come up when you actually recorded it, so I'd leave that. Remember, you can add sets and tags if you want by adding sets. But I'm not going to do that for now. I want to look at working with your actual transcription. Now if I come down, remember I clicked the button 3 times here, didn't I, for certain things. So here I've got good point. So if I click play,
where it kind of takes a turn more so between
now to see the video playing back, also my voice. Now can you see the little timer in the middle red type? So actually, and click pause, and then the next one again. Bit if you're listening, you got an option here. That's bit if you're listening, you got an option here that says flag. So that was the track back as well. We want to use the track back to go back as well. So all those options are added, and you can delete what you don't want. Now come along here, key points. I'm going to scroll down a little bit so you can see this. Now it's added the key points for me. But I like the way it's bullet pointing and separated all that information. It makes it so much easier to look at and access. And also on the right, got a few options here. You've got regenerate key points. This is quite useful. Turn on focus reading. See how it kind of bolds the words. It apparently helps with reading. And you've got an option here where you can turn on dyslexic fonts if you wish as well. And at the bottom there, you can even download the key points to a Word document. So it's so easy instead of trying to type them all up. So I'm going to turn that all off. I'm going to go to transcripts. This is the whole transcription. So you've got everything there. In case there was something missed you feel in the key points, you can go back over this. And just remember when you're working with this stuff, you can still come to the right and download the whole transcript separately if you want to work with on a Word document. So really important. Also at the top here, you can show highlight scripts. So that would just bring up when I click that button, so I can see good point there, flag and important sections. So I've got all that information separated. And again, with the fact that you can download it separately, it makes a big difference to really organise your note taking. Summary. Again, it's taken the whole recording and create a summary there for me to go back on if I need that quickly. And then if you want, you can add slides. Actually upload your slides here. Remember, PDF, you can convert a PowerPoint to a PDF really easy anyway. And notes. So there's all the notes. Now I didn't add any notes, did I type any in, because I wanted to use the highlight option, but any notes you would have added would have been in here and shown as well. So I'll go back to highlights where we originally started. Now on the right we've got an option here. It's your personal AI assistant. So I could ask a question, for example. It might ask me questions to quiz me on what I actually watched, the lecture or meeting. Maybe simplify the lecture content into a language that's easier to understand. Maybe more creative stories, so you know, as it says there, most important concepts from your lecture, and that really integrate you into the reading and keep your concentration. We've got quite a few there. Emoji quiz definitions. Memory aids are quite good. I'm going to tap on memory aids. So at the top there it says yes to begin, so I'm going to type in yes and click enter. So Jamworks assistant is now working, and it gives you different methods to work off, and they're really worth a look at. Really good for revision and stuff as well. So that's definitely good to look at. My other favourite, if I click the X top right, would probably be the quiz me. That is really good because it'll ask you questions. So type yes to begin, and it will only ask you questions on what you actually recorded. So you can see how much you actually understood and took in. Can live captions be turned on during a lecture recording to transcribe what is being said? And the answer to that was yes. And then it will come through with various questions randomly, so it's a really great option to play around with. Now you can do live lectures as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring it back up. Put your mic in. You'll probably have a Samsung Go mic or a Zoom mic. Now they're fantastic for picking up from a distance and in a noisy environment. So I really recommend using them to give them to you. Remember, you get a Jamworks app as well that you can work off. Hello, let's have a quick look at the Jamworks app. Really powerful, these apps now, really worth using. They used to be just like an extra, but now they're a necessity. When you open up your Jamworks, make sure you log in. Top left, by the way, see the three horizontal lines. You can access all your information there that you need, including settings at the bottom here if you need them, and you've got your options to chat with them. But I'm going to come back, swipe to the left. Now it says in the middle, create a new recording right now. So what I'm going to do is come to the bottom. You've got recordings on the right, so you can see all your previous recordings you've done, and you can see we did that earlier when I was using it on my desktop. But I'm going to go back to bottom right. Can you see the little icon there, new recording? Tap on it, and what it do is it will start recording like we did before. In the middle we've got those options again. We've got highlight, on the right we've got flag, and on the left we can track back in 50 seconds intervals. So I'm going to do that again in the middle. I'm going to tap the middle to highlight something important. Now you can also take a photo if you want. So I'm going to click take a photo. I'm going to take a photo of the screen as a demonstration for you and tap on it. And that could be anything, couldn't it? A whiteboard, slides, anything you want. And then click the arrow top left to come out of there. See, I'm still recording. I'm now going to click stop in the middle. So I've now stopped that. So it's no longer recording the highlighting bit. Also at the top, I selected captions at the beginning from settings that I showed you earlier. So if you want the captions shown as well, a really good option. On the right, remember, we can flag something. So if I click on that, it will flag it 5 seconds back or 5 seconds forward. And I'm going to click at the bottom there. If I actually come to the bottom, I'm going to click mute audio. So I can actually mute the audio that's been spoken. And you can see at the top there, the captions is stopped. So I'm going to undo that. On the left was track back. So remember, 50 seconds interval. So if the lecturer or speaker has been talking 30 seconds or a minute into something you only realise is important later on, click it a number of times. So I'm going to click that 4 times. So it's going to go back and record the recording previous at that point, which is really handy to go back to at a later date. Click stop to stop that track back recording. Now you can see I added at the bottom a photo there, so it shows me where that is. Top right, you've got your ellipsis. So I can turn off live captions there if I don't want. And I can even type on write notes and type notes in there if you wish. Type notes in there if you wish. So I'm going to click the arrow back. So when you're finished, come to the bottom and click end recording. And I'm going to say end recording. We're going to finish that. And as you can see on there, It's now recorded it for me at 10:56. I could add additional notes afterwards if I want as well, and check the notes I've done or anything I need to do. If I go to recordings, and you'll see at the bottom I've got 3 highlights and 1 note I added. And anything you don't want, remember the 3 little dots, I could rename it or delete it, or even if I prefer, I can share that to anyone with that link. Now, when you go back to your PC and you go online to Jamworks, you should have that automatically synced. Before I do that, I want to show you this option top right. You've also got an option for Panopto, which I'm going to show you quickly back on Windows, so you can have a quick look at that. So let's go back to your Windows on your PC. Go to your initials at the top. Come down to synchronization, and then you will see at the bottom here, you've got synchronize with Panopto. So if you tap on it, you need to add your information, and then you can synchronize, and that will synchronize with your Jamworks app as well, so you can record from Panopto. So really powerful option. Go back to Jamworks. So there's a really quick look at using Jamworks. Thanks for watching.